What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Comically Boston. I'm your host, Big Kim, and today we are talking and breaking down the weekly nerdy news and everything that happened over the last week that's worthy enough to talk about. And it wasn't a too crazy busy of a news week, but I got some updates for you guys. So it should be a quick episode. I am recording this the day before, so will be coming out Monday morning. Stay tuned for Monday afternoon. The Penguin Episode 5 breakdown will be coming to the channel. Episode 6 breakdown for Agatha All Along is already out, so go check that out if you haven't. But let's jump right into it. Mr. and Mrs. Smith over at, I believe that was on Amazon Prime. Season 1 had Donald Glover and Maya Erskine in it, and Season 2 casting has now been on the way. And rumor has it that Billie Eilish is in the talks to be Mrs. Smith of this Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And I don't know about you, but I think I would really dive into a season 2 if Billie Eilish was half of the starring lead, you know what I mean? It would really depend who the male Mr. Smith was for her. But like, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith are kind of, you know, both assassins that are together as a couple type of thing. And, you know, if she was a female assassin, I would love to see Billie Eilish in a role like this, you know, because she is funny, but she's also like kind of shy and dark and mysterious. But like Billie Eilish is dope as fuck and funny and gorgeous. So getting to see her do a role where she can be equally gorgeous, funny, and then also badass, I'm here for that, man. Comment below, have you seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Amazon Prime? Moving on to a bit of DC news, though. James Gunn confirmed last week that KRYPTO the Superdog shall be in Superman in 2025. And some people went to the internet really revolting. KRYPTO should be a lab. Who the fuck cares? It's a dog. It's not a speaking animal. Maybe they were thinking about the animated KRYPTO TV show when they were kids, but like, come on guys, you gotta grow up at a certain point. But, you know, he dropped this amazing little clip of, it looks like they're sitting on a moon or some type of rock, maybe a ship or something, but they're sitting on the edge of it just looking over the planet as it rotates, and then KRYPTO's ears just kind of perked up, and I really love this, and I love how James Gunn writes animals, so for me, I'm in. But, you know, clearly some people revolting that the dog wasn't a lab really pissed some people off, and then if James Gunn posts this picture of the dog looking exactly how the dog looked in the comics of KRYPTO, and he's like kind of more scruffy, shaggy dog type of looking dog, and James Gunn wrote this post on what inspired him to put KRYPTO into the movie. And he says, KRYPTO arrives on screen in Superman this summer. KRYPTO was inspired by our dog Ozu, who we adopted shortly after I started writing Superman. Ozu, who came from a hoarding situation in a backyard with 60 other dogs and never knew human beings, was problematic to say the least. He immediately came in and destroyed our home, our shoes, our furniture. He even ate James Gunn's laptop. What kind of, Jesus, I've never been so thankful that my dog wasn't adopted in a situation like this. My dog has maybe ripped apart my slippers as I'm wearing them a little bit, but that's more so like, Dad, pay attention to me. When I'm not home, he's never just destroyed something. Maybe his toys, but like, hey, you're supposed to destroy those. I would be so pissed if he was destroying my home, but, you know, James Gunn's a nice guy, so he loves this dog no matter what, even after he's destroyed all his stuff. And he says, it took a long time before he would even let us touch him. I remember thinking, gosh, how difficult would this be if Ozu had superpowers? And thus, KRYPTO came into the script and changed the shape of the story as Ozu was changing my life. What better time to debut the not-so-good good boy KRYPTO than adopt a shelter dog month? By the way, Ozu today is fairly often a very good boy. And he has a picture of this dog that he said he might not have, at a point in time, not even been able to touch because the dog feared humans. And now look at the dog. He's in James Gunn's lap, and he's a happy good boy. And he's almost always now a good boy. Which, you know, dogs have to be a bad boy every now and again because it keeps it interesting, keeps it fun. But comment below, what are your thoughts on KRYPTO? I love the fact that there's going to be a KRYPTO the Superdog in Superman. KRYPTO won't be speaking, It's not going to break reality that much that there's going to be a speaking dog, but there is going to be, you know, barks and a super dog alongside Superman. And I cannot wait to see this super suit with the cape. It just looks so good. David Cornsweet, I bet, just jacked as all can be in that suit, so you know it's going to look phenomenal. But New York City Comic-Con was over the weekend, and there was a bunch of updates that came out and stuff that people were talking about. James Gunn was there talking about Creature Commandos, which is coming in December. That sounds awesome. I didn't grab any clips or stuff from that, but there's great interviews out online right now with Josh Horowitz interviewing the whole cast of Creature Commandos, which that cast looks awesome. And I love how James is, you know, it's an animated show, but he goes, if these characters show up in other places, I want the same people that are the animated character to be playing the live action version, and they look similar, they sound the same, you know, so it's going to be able to be fairly seamless from animation to live action. He's already thinking that far ahead, and this was one of the first projects he was doing at DC. You know, he said he wrote it before he even became the boss, and then when he became the boss, he was like, oh, thank you, me, and greenlit his own project. I really do love James Gunn. He's hilarious, but he also is just a genius when it comes to projects like this, and he puts so much heart and humanity into it that it just makes it a lot of fun. But let's talk about some Marvel news, shall we? Brandon Davis was over at New York City Comic-Con, and he grabbed pictures of the Daredevil suit and Wilson Fisk's suit from the Daredevil Born Again show coming out. And we found out that Daredevil Born Again shall be coming out in March 4th of 2025. We will be getting Daredevil, which I am super hyped about. So stay tuned for Daredevil Born Again content coming early 2025. I'm super hyped about that. We also found out, or seen another picture here from Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and how the animation style looks. We still don't know exactly when this show's coming out, but as far as the animation style, I mean, I'm not too impressed. You know, it actually kind of looks a little too muted for me. It does look fairly sharp though, so I mean, maybe I need to see it in motion and see what's going on. I do know that Coleman Domingo is playing Norman Osborn in this Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man universe, so we have a black, deep-voiced Norman Osborn in here with this Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I believe Charlie Cox is voicing Daredevil in here, so I really don't know if this is supposed to be Tom Holland's Peter or just a completely other Peter in just a different universe or whatever, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense why they're putting this out. I don't know, maybe it's just time for another Spider-Man animated show in the world. I don't know, comment below. Are you going to be excited about an animated Spider-Man show? Marvel had their new logo with a bunch of new little Easter eggs on the wall here at New York City Comic-Con, and we'll start left to right in the M. We see Daredevil Born Again. We see a nice little Daredevil shot in the M. Wilson Fisk behind him. A shot of Storm above Daredevil, which is very interesting. And then in the A, we get Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, flying up there for the Fantastic Four, which will be coming out next year, and Herbie down in the bottom left of that A. We also get Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson, Captain America, in his blue suit. He looks pretty good there. And then moving into the R, you see at the top right there, you see Harrison Ford's Red Hulk. Very interesting little look at that character there. You have to believe he has yellow eyes, which I think makes some people very happy in the comic books. In the bottom of that R, you see black outlined figures, outlined in yellow, and the little asterisk star dripping yellow paint. And that is Florence Pugh, David Harbour, and Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, Red Guardian, and Yelena Belova. And then over into the V, we get some Agatha all along. We got Billy Maximoff, or William Kaplan. If you're all caught up in Agatha all along, I hope you are. If you're not, go check out the breakdown videos on the channel right now. Rio Vidal, aka Aubrey Plaza, is on the V, and Agatha herself, Catherine Hahn, love that. And then into the E and the L, it looks like we're getting What If Season 3 art. And it looks like the Watcher there, Cohorty, back from Season 2. Of course, we got Peggy Carter back as Captain Britain America, whatever, Captain Carter. She's great. And then it looks like we get a female Galactus up there in the top of the E. And then in the middle of the E, I don't know who that is. Maybe a version of Valkyrie, and then underneath her it looks like there's a little Sharky that has a name tag that says Jeff on it, I'm pretty sure. And then it looks like maybe an Ant-Man and maybe his daughter down at the bottom of the E. And then in the L, I don't know who this is on the bottom right in the L. Maybe it's the girl that Anya Taylor-Joy played in New Mutants called Illyana Rasputin, which I believe her character also had like another, like, you know, Magneto type of name, like a, you know, hero name. And then above her in the L, that looks like a alternate version of Wanda, Scarlet Witch. I don't know, but I'm very interested on the characters they chose to put on this Marvel logo here. But comment below, which of these people or items or letters are you most interested in? Me personally, I really want to see Herbie, and if that is not Natasha Lyonne in Fantastic Four First Steps. I also want to know if she is not Herbie, is she like Ben Grimm's girlfriend or something? I love that. Daredevil Born Again early next year in March. I'm super excited for it. Thunderbolts in July. Captain America Brave New World in February. So we're going to get Captain America Brave New World in February, and then in March, right after that, Daredevil Born Again. Super hyped about that. And then I think What If Season 3 might even come out December of this year, maybe early next year. I'm not sure when that comes out, but comment below your thoughts on that. I know for sure closing out in December of this year, Sony is putting out KRAVEN the Hunter, and that was getting some buzz at New York City Comic Con. Aaron Taylor Johnson was there, and he looks ripped as Sergey, the KRAVEN the Hunter. And, you know, just look at the abs underneath that vest, and he's super jacked, and he's got the little lion tooth hanging necklace. His father is going to be Russell Crowe. I'm super interested in this, really, you know, like just between the two of them, I'm like, all right, it's two actors I like, you know. And then the trailer is showing rated R violence where it's very, very gory, and, you know, just having the chance to see Aaron Taylor Johnson beat the hell out of people and really rip them apart, and it's going to be bloody and violent. I don't know if it's particularly Christmas time material, but this was supposed to come out October of last year. So we were already supposed to have seen this movie, and it would have been a year old at this point, and it's not coming out for another couple months. That makes me worried. The Sony side of things really makes me worried. But as far as the trailers and what I've been hearing about it, and the violence, and Aaron Taylor Johnson, Russell Crowe, I'm still optimistic. I'm into it. You know, I can see myself watching this and really enjoying it. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this in the comment section below. Are you a fan of KRAVEN? Do you think it's going to be ass? Are you excited for KRYPTO, the Superdog, and Superman? Daredevil Born Again, that Marvel logo at New York City Comic Con. Were you at New York City Comic Con? I would have loved to go, but, you know, I'm in Boston, so tough luck. You know, maybe one day I'll find myself over at a Comic-Con or something like that, but that would be really cool. But comment below your thoughts on all the topics we talked about today. Stay tuned for another Comically Boston, talking about the weekly nerdy news every Monday. And stay tuned for the Penguin breakdowns coming out later today, and Agatha All Along breakdowns coming out every Thursday when those videos drop on Wednesday night, you know, when the new episode comes out. So every time there's a new episode of your favorite show, come by the channel, check out, see if there's a breakdown on there, and talk more about it with me, and I would love to talk to you about it. If you'd like to follow me on my other social medias, links down in the description below. And if you've made it this far in the video and you'd like to support the channel, like this video, comment below, subscribe if you're new, hit that bell so you don't miss future videos. My name is Big Cam. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.